It's a cold and wet football Friday night in West Virginia as we get ready for the second round of the football playoffs in West Virginia here in Class AA. It's number 6, Winfield. The Generals come into tonight 9-2 on the season as the number 6 team in Class AA. Second-year head coach Eddie Smolder brings his 19-4 record on his campaign as his time here as the head coach of Winfield, trying to knock off the reigning state champions in Class AA. But the reigning state champions, the Independence Patriots, come into this year's playoffs as the number 14 seed. 8-3 now on the season. Both teams with first-round wins, with the Generals winning here last week, 57-21 over number 14 Lewis County Minutemen. And for the Patriots, they went on the road and knocked off the number 3 Roane County Raiders 54-21. And both of these teams love to run the football with these wet conditions. It could be an interesting matchup tonight with the ground starting to already pile up water on the field. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us here this evening on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. Wherever you're tuning in to tonight's broadcast, it's quarterfinal action, Will, for this AA playoffs. And we saw these Generals last week take care of business against those Lewis County Minutemen. And it was Kawan Pearson that really had a big hand in what those Generals were doing last week offensively.
Yeah, well over 200 yards. For him, doing it through the area and the ground, and also contributing mightily on defense like he always does.
Yeah, had a pick 6 in that win last week for the Generals.
Yeah, so, just a great playmaker no matter where he is on the field. And they'll need him today. Pretty much everybody who's looked at this says Independence is not your typical 14 seed. You talked about how they handled Roane County pretty easily in last week's matchup. So, you don't usually see 14 seeds this far into the playoffs, but they, like I said, defending state champions. So, this should be a good one on tap. I don't think both teams kind of had big wins last week. Expect to be a little bit closer this week.
This is a Independence team that, again, as we mentioned, is the reigning state champion. Been to the state championship game there at Wheeling Island Stadium as part of the Super 6 the last 2 years. Fell as the runner-up 2 years ago. Made the redemption trip there last year and came away with the victory. 4 straight playoff appearances for that Patriots team, and player who's been a key part of that success for Independence is Trey Bowers, who started the year at quarterback, started the last 2 years at quarterback for this Patriots team, helped them to that state championship appearance 2 years ago. He and Judah Price helping win a state title for Independence last season. Judah Price now playing for the Mountaineers in Morgantown, but Trey Bowers has now been shifted from that quarterback role and now playing more of a multi-tool role for the Independence Patriots, and it's now the sophomore Silas Nelson who will be playing quarterback for the Patriots tonight.
Yeah, it's you don't always see a quarterback who later in the state championship end up not being your starter as the season goes on the next year, but he took on a role that the team deemed more important and has contributed in a different way ever since they made that move pretty selflessly to give up that type of position, but still finding ways to help his team and letting Nelson help the team as well.
I was going to say, how selfless of that of Trey Bowers to give up that starting role and say, hey, let me move to a position where I can be more impactful and try to help this team win a second state championship in a row. The Winfield Generals will get the football to start tonight's contest as it'll be Micah Cuthbert, the freshman, teeing it up, getting ready to send things away to begin this quarterfinal matchup. And we're away. Back to receive for the Generals there was Chris Radcliffe. And a penalty on the kickoff. Offside on the Patriots, so they will have to tee it up again and kick off once more here in these wet conditions this evening in Putnam County. And Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us here this evening on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. We are brought to you by Parmar Stores. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. Parmar will also bring you our player of the game, which we'll have for you later on in the fourth quarter.
Generals are very dangerous on special teams. This penalty always guarantees a return. So Independence needs to be careful here, a team that's scored many times on special teams and kickoffs over the course of the season.
Here's the boot away once again. Radcliffe will field it back at the 14-yard line and bring it up toward the middle of the field now. Again, on these wet conditions, seeing some water fly off the field there in that standing water. Radcliffe with a return up to the 25, maybe the 26-yard line, depending on where they ultimately spot him down. Decent return there of about 10. Yeah, they will give him the 25. So here come the Generals for the first time this evening.
And you can definitely see the water down the hash marks a little bit, but the rain itself coming down has slowed down since just before this game, so not as intense as it has been.
Still a steady drizzle as Chase Massey lines up under center. Expect a lot of blitzes tonight. The Patriots love to bring the heat. The Generals love to bring some pressure as well, as we saw last week against Lewis County. Massey under center, drops back to pass. It's a quick pass over the middle, trying to find Kawan Pearson down the seam, and it's just out of his reach and incomplete. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion, 9 seconds into this first quarter.
Yeah, that's a route that's designed to be pretty fast, but I think it was even a little bit too fast and didn't allow Pearson to get adjusted to, or wasn't looking for it when it came.
So I guess they're having some play clock issues, so they will keep that 40 and 25 second clock on the field.
And I think that's definitely an inconvenience, but it's applied to both teams equally. So it's just one of the things that happens. This rain may have affected the play clock. Hard to tell, but it shouldn't have too big an impact.
Pearson gets the handoff on a jet, and he is quickly bottled up. Patriot defense gets to him in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 1 back to the 24. Something we did not see a lot of last week from this Generals offense was a negative play.
And quite the contrary, it seemed like they were ripping off, double-digit gains nearly every time they touched the ball. So, big start here for Independence to get in the backfield and stop Pearson for loss and set up a 3rd and long on their Winfield's first drive.
Braden Graziani, the split-out receiver to the bottom of the formation. Everybody else in along the line of scrimmage. Pearson goes in motion, fake the handoff to him. Massey going to roll out under some pressure, going to finally get rid of it, throw it down the near sideline, and that is incomplete. Closest player there in the area was Toby Lawfery, as well as Jace Miller. Great coverage there that time by Tyler Linksweiler, senior safety. You'll hear his name mentioned quite a bit tonight, as he is one of the primary offensive weapons for this Patriot football team.
Graziani was trying to go deep on that one and just completely lost his footing in the wet turf around the 35. The defender covered him, did as well, but might have been where Massey was looking, and he had to figure something out when that wasn't open.
Jared Miller gets the punt away cleanly. It'll take a Winfield bounce, the 45, and go out at the 43-yard line. So that is where the Patriots will take over, and they will begin their first offensive possession close to midfield.
So a bit of a sobering first drive for a Winfield team that had such an explosive start and, all the way through finish last week.
Yeah, scored on their first 6 offensive drives in that first half, did the Generals. Also included a pick 6 in that first half as well by Kawan Pearson. Now Silas Nelson in the pistol for the Patriot offense. Takes the snap, going to toss it out to Linksweiler on the left. Linksweiler finds a bit of a seam, is able to pick up a couple of yards up to the 45, where he is brought down by Caleb Kuhl as well as Briar Ayers. 2-yard gain there for Tyler Linksweiler, who is by far and away the team's leading rusher. 141 carries on the year, 1,420 yards, and 25 touchdowns for the senior tailback.
Stack receivers down here at the bottom.
And a cock going deep down the far sideline, and it was intended for Rashawn Sims. Nelson had to kind of load up there to throw that one, and may have lost a bit of the grip there potentially too with the way that the rain's coming down.
Still had a very good shot at the ball there.
A decent attempt there to try to find Rashawn Sims down the far sideline on 2nd and 8. The incompletion will bring up 3rd and long now. 2 receivers split out to the top of the formation. 1 receiver to the bottom. All 3 receivers well outside the numbers. Quarterback going to keep it himself, and he is quickly met by the Winfield defense.
And sometimes that could be a tell, spreading the wide receivers so far out to try to draw the defense away from the middle. Good job there by Winfield to shut down the quarterback draw and force a 3-and-out in response to the run.
Briar Ayers gets the stop there. A gain of 1 by Silas Nelson, the quarterback, on that draw. Nelson is the punter, by the way, so he lines back up inside his own 35. Takes the snap and gets it away. And it will drop and die just inside the 30.
Right next to the flag.
Yeah, there is a flag that got thrown there on that punt. So we will check the penalty here in just a moment. But one possession by each team so far in this opening quarter. Still scoreless between Independence and Winfield. And an illegal participation on Winfield.
So we saw, I think it was Pearson run on a little late. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but he seemed well onto the field and in the play by the time the ball was snapped. Didn't really see where that one was.
So it's a 15-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage now because of that illegal participation. That's an automatic free first down for Independence, and that keeps their drive alive. So negate the 3-and-out from the Winfield defense. Those are the kind of mistakes you really can't afford to have as we get this late into the season. Second round of the playoffs, you can't be committing those kinds of mistakes. Those are the kinds of things that come back to haunt you.
Especially the type of foul that you can go all season without committing.
Fresh first down for the Patriots. Handoff goes up the middle to Linksweiler. Linksweiler breaks out of one tackle, still on his feet inside the 30, and he's finally brought down near the 20-yard line. Great run there by Tyler Linksweiler. Finally able to stop him is Mikey Ballestero.
A big 18 yards there, now more than a 30-yard swing after that penalty.
Excuse me, Mickey Ballestero. But a first down gain for Linksweiler. 1st and 10 from inside the 25. Snap comes back to Nelson. Handoff goes to Linksweiler once more. Wrapped up initially, but fought for extra yardage. Initial contact made there by the nose guard, Keith Hall, but Hall couldn't hold on to him for too long. Linksweiler able to slip out of his hands and pick up an extra yard or two. Second and a long, 7 to go for Independence, excuse me. Silas. Nelson takes the snap, hands off to Linksweiler. Linksweiler goes up the middle and will pick up a couple more yards there. Or he's finally brought down by Caleb Cool and Keith Hall. So 3rd and about 5 to go here for the Patriots.
4 carries for 25 yards so far for Linksweiler.
And now a timeout requested by Winfield, going to stop the clock with 8:10 to go in this opening quarter. Still scoreless between Independence and Winfield, but the Patriots are driving and are right around the red zone area. Find out what the Patriots can do when we return right after this on High School Game Day.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Third down on the way for the Patriots. Just inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. The Cowbells come out on the near sideline as the snap comes back to Nelson. Toss to Linksweiler to the left. Linksweiler has the first down and then some as he continues to break out of arm tackles. Finally forced out of bounds near the goal line. He'll still be shy of the end zone, but what a run by Tyler Linksweiler. We're actually going to mark him out a little farther up the field. First and goal from the 3.
And Winfield does a great job of finding the outside so far in this game, and does it again there for a huge gain of setup, first and goal.
Power I formation, turn handoff to Linksweiler. Linksweiler plunges his way in. Touchdown, Patriots. Independence strikes first on a 3-yard touchdown run from Tyler Linksweiler with 7:59 to go in the first quarter.
He runs so hard and got right in there fairly easily, considering the blocking he had ahead of him.
Micah Cuthbert on for the point after try, and it's blocked. Laying out there to block that point after attempt was number 5, Trey Tanner. Score 6-0 Independence, but a great special teams play by the Generals. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back with more right after this here in the first quarter on High School Game Day.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Independence on the road takes a 6-0 lead after a 3-yard touchdown run by Tyler Linksweiler. But the point after attempt was blocked by Trey Tanner. Indy, though, striking on the scoreboard first, as the Generals will get set to receive the football for the second time tonight. Low squib kick, and it will bounce out of bounds. Took quite a while for it to finally skirt its way out of bounds. Legal procedure on the Patriots. And now the question is does head coach Eddie Smolder have the Generals kickoff return team go back out and make Independence kick it off, or is he just going to take the penalty? Looks like he's just going to take the penalty.
Yeah, that's probably the better option. Like we said, they do have a dangerous kicking game, but they've made it pretty clear they don't plan on kicking into that kicking game.
Nope, I was incorrect.
Let's see. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the offense was out there, and he said they're going to re-kick it. I was like, wait a minute now. That does not seem accurate. And to avoid that big water puddle there in the middle of the 35-yard line, the official going to spot the ball wisely up on the hash mark there. As you can see, quite a bit of standing water here on the field at Winfield this evening after the rains have come through. Massey throws a screen out into the flat to Pearson. Pearson trying to make a stop there at the 35 and turn upfield, but as you can see, his cleats just turned into skates there. And, man, that field's holding a lot of water as Pearson is going to get a gain of 1 up to the 36.
Yeah, wasn't able to make the cut he wanted to try to get upfield, but Independence also did a good job of straightening that out, not letting him find the corner the way Linksweiler's been finding the corner so far early in this one.
Massey under center, turns hands off. It's a double reverse to Pearson, bouncing it out to the outside, and Pearson bottled up quickly. The Patriots hold on to him. Dalton Williams gets there initially and stops him in the backfield for a loss on the double reverse. And he is going to be stopped back at the 31. That's a 5-yard loss. Set up 3rd and 14 now for the Generals offense. And very uncharacteristic of what we've seen the last couple of times we've seen the Generals. Negative plays have not added up for Winfield a majority of the times we've seen them. And already, 2 so far in this opening quarter?
2 of 5 total plays, and the other 3 are 2 incompletions and a 1-yard gain on that pass earlier in this set of downs.
Massey takes a shotgun snap, throws out to Lawfrey on the near side. Lawfrey trying to break out of a tackle, but there he is once again to make a stop for the defense. Dalton Williams makes a tackle out in space, and holds Lawfrey to a very short gain of 3, I guess, up to the 34-yard line. So it'll bring up 4th down and 11, and back out again is Jared Miller, the freshman punter.
So far, -2 total yards and 2 offensive series for the Generals.
2 completions from Chase Massey just have gone virtually nowhere.
2 of 4 for 4 yards.
Low snap, but Miller able to pick it up and get it away easily. It takes a Winfield bounce, and it will go all the way inside the 30, down at the 26. So that is where the Patriots will send out their offense for the second time this first quarter, trying to replicate their previous drive where they went down and scored a 3-yard touchdown run from Tyler Linksweiler.
Linksweiler 6 carries for 43 yards, really powering that offense all the way down. If you include the 15-yard penalty that kept them on the field after that initial stand by Winfield, pretty much the rest of their offense. Good through the middle, even better when he was attacking the edges of this Winfield defense in that first drive.
Silas Nelson in the shotgun, sends a man in motion, hands it off to him on a jet sweep. That's Trey Bowers out to the left side. Bowers bottled up around the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be brought down by Cool and Jace Miller. And Bowers maybe got a yard if he was lucky.
I'm not sure he's going to give him that.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even a half yard is what they're spotting it.
And the rain has definitely picked up here in the past couple minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely
as well.
gotten a bit heavier. You can start to see it falling down on your monitors, however you're watching our broadcast this evening, whether it be on your computer, your big screen TV, your iPad, Kindle, whatever you want to do, take it with you on the go with the HD Media Plus app. As Nelson takes the snap, quarterback draw, and Nelson going to drop the shoulder once he gets through the line of scrimmage, trying to fight forward and pick up some extra yardage, and he'll pick up 2, maybe 3 yards. Yeah, they'll give him 3 up to the 29-yard line. And again, you can get access to all of the video content and live streams for free by downloading the HD Media Plus app, available on all Apple, iOS, Android platforms, Roku TV, or Amazon Fire Stick. Another 3rd down on the way for the Patriot offense. What do they dial up here on 3rd and long? Toss sweep to the near side to Linksweiler. He cuts back up inside the middle, breaks out of a couple of tackles, and Linksweiler should have enough for the first down. The Generals had him bottled up and had him stopped for a 3rd down tackle behind the sticks, but he's just kept his legs moving. And
very similar play to the one we saw to set up their 1st and goal in their first drive. Does a great job of attacking the outside. They did a better job of trying to push him back inside, but still broke a couple tackles, able to get over that first down marker for an 8-yard gain.
Now Nelson going to throw out to the far side to Linksweiler. He has the catch over on the far side of the field in front of his sideline, and Linksweiler will turn upfield and be forced out of bounds shy of the 45. They will mark him out at the 43. So a 5-yard pickup there for the Patriot offense. They'll set up 2nd and 5. 3.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Independence leads 6-0 after scoring on their last possession. Winfield dials up the blitz, gets somebody into the backfield, but Linksweiler able to get past the line of scrimmage and is finally brought down by Easton Pinkerton. And he will stop him after a gain of 2. Up to the 45-yard line, 3rd and short for the Patriots here. Need to get to their own 48-yard line to keep this drive moving. 3rd and 3. Bowers to the top of the formation along with Christian Linksweiler. Snap comes back to Nelson. Spin, gonna cut up field, and he may have fallen forward for a 1st down.
Looking at the near side, I think they may have stopped him short, but if they did, no,
they're moving him forward. Right. Yeah, the far side official says he had enough for the 1st down as well. A 3-yard pickup, 1st and 10 from the Patriot 48-yard line. Generals thought they stopped him at least a half-yard shy of the 1st down, but the officials moved the chains, and it's a fresh set of downs for the Patriots. 1st and 10 for Independence from their own 48-yard line, and a 6-0 ball game here in the first quarter. Quarterfinal action here between the number 14 team and the number 6 team in Class AA. Nelson loads it up, trying to find Bowers down the near sideline. He's got Bowers inside the 30. Bowers finally forced out of bounds at the 21. What a throw from Silas Nelson to find Bowers. And Bowers was in triple coverage there. He got by all 3 defenders. Down to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, you can put as many defenders as you want. As long as he's behind him, doesn't matter too terribly much. Great ball placement there. Going for the big 33-yard gain. Biggest play so far for either side.
So 1st and 10 now for the Patriots, just outside the red zone. Late player running off there for Independence. And there's a flag. They're going to get an illegal participation, I believe. Yeah, they broke the huddle with too many men, 12 men out on the field there. The guy running off there just a moment ago was Dalton Williams, the senior, who's made a couple of big plays for this Patriot defense in this opening quarter. But he's going to get flagged there for running out of the huddle too late. 2:12 to go, first quarter. In Patriots just outside the red zone, trying to add to their 6-0 lead. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our media center crew, happy to have you with us here this evening on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. Nelson in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side, sends a man in motion. And now a flag comes in just as the play gets off. Handoff up the middle to Connor Bradford was the play design there. And we'll find out the ruling on this one, but it's probably going to go backward. It's a 5-yard penalty against the Patriots. Back-to-back penalties for Independence before they can even get the play going.
The Patriots really looked like they had gotten their offense into gear. Now back-to-back penalties. They were both only 5 yards, but still backed up now to 1st and 20.
Yeah, 1st and 20 from the Generals' 31-yard line. Linksweiler and Bowers to the near side. Handoff goes up the middle to Bradford, and Bradford quickly met by the Generals' defense. Caleb Poole in on the stop for Winfield, and they're going to drop him for a loss. Back to the 32, a loss of 1. 2nd and 21 now for for Independence. Generals make a late sub, able to get him off though. Nelson takes the shotgun snap, throws to Bowers out into the flat on a wide receiver screen. Bowers cuts up inside. Bowers still on his feet after breaking out of a tackle. And he is going to be brought down just shy of the first down by about a yard or 2.
For the initial first down.
Yeah, by the initial stick marker. So that now, instead of 2nd and extra long, it's now just 3rd and long. 3rd and about 12 here after a 9-yard pickup. Just inside the 25-yard line. The 23. 2 receivers split to the top of the formation. Caden Bradbury, as well as Trey Bowers. Nelson going to keep it himself. A naked draw, and he's got a first down and then some. Trying to get to the end zone, does he? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Independence. The reigning Class AA champs take a 12-0 lead after a 23-yard touchdown run by Silas Nelson. Comes with just under 30 seconds to go in the first quarter.
That's a real backbreaker for Winfield after getting them into, allowing themselves to let them get them into a 3rd and for a long distance situation on that drive. Just another explosive play from that running game.
Kick is up, and this time it is not blocked from Micah Cuthbert. So make it 13-0. Patriots with the lead on the road just before the end of the first quarter. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
Hey, this is Coach Bob Huggins. Be sure to listen to Full Court Press for exclusive stories from my career and journey to over 900 victories.
It's time to talk West Virginia basketball. For access to our social media and radio affiliate information, visit pressvirginia.com.
It's the 60th anniversary sale going on now at Dutch Miller Chevrolet in Huntington. For a limited time, get 0% APR on select brand new Silverados and make no payments till next year. Supplies are limited, so come in today.
Only at DutchMillerChevy.com.
Parmar, a proud sponsor of tonight's HD Media Game Day broadcast. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. And don't forget that just because the high school football season's coming to a close here in the next couple of weeks, we've got quarterfinal action tonight and tomorrow, semifinals next week, and then Super 6 championships week after that. But high school hoops is just around the corner as well. You can stream it all on HD Media Plus starting in December, as kickoff is away. On the return, coming to the near side and slipping on the grass there is Trey Tanner, who was well down on the turf. Got a shove there from an Independence player, much to the chagrin of the Winfield faithful on the near side. Generals offense coming back out. And with that,
so far 6 plays for -2 yards for this Winfield offense. And not an offense that we're used to seeing after having watched Winfield several times. As we said also, Independence not your typical 14 seed in the playoffs.
Handoff goes to Jace Miller. Initially met at the line of scrimmage, able to spin off the contact initially, and he will pick up a couple of yards there. Good extra effort there by the senior.
And Miller doesn't quite have the speed or shiftiness that Pearson does, but definitely a big back who can get you some extra yardage after contact. Showed it right there.
And that 3-yard pickup by Miller will end the first quarter. Teams will flip to the other ends of the field, and they'll put fresh set of 12 minutes up on the scoreboard. We'll step aside for a short break, and when we come back, we'll have second quarter action for you in this quarterfinal matchup between number 14 Independence and number 6, Winfield, as the Patriots lead the Generals 13-0 at the end of the first quarter. Back with more right after this.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
The rain just won't stop here in Putnam County. It slowed for a brief moment there in the first quarter, but it's all but picked back up again. Now the question is can the Winfield offense pick back up where it left last week? That win against Lewis County, putting up 54 points on the board.
And the Winfield's offense not necessarily built for straight downhill running. Let's see if they make some adjustments as we go along.
Ball on the ground, and I believe the Patriots have come away with it. Massey lost it on the handoff, and it is a turnover. Coming up with it is the big man in the middle, number 66, Micah Brown, the 310-pound senior, gets his mitts on the football, and it's Independence possession going the other way. Definitely not the start you wanted to the second quarter when you're down 13-0. Going to give the opposition the football just inside your own 30 at the 29.
Well, definitely a tough spot here now for Winfield's defense after Independence has really gotten their offense going. Behind Linksweiler, but now Nelson really starting to show his ability as a runner so far in this one.
And what really hurts, too, is it could be a 7-0 game had the Generals not had an illegal participation on a
I think it'd be
6-0
play. Because the blocked the extra point, but still, yes. Definitely a self-inflicted injury there that Independence took full advantage of. And
now a flag comes down before the play gets started. An illegal procedure against Independence, so back up the Patriots 5 yards to start this drive, and they'll now go 1st and 15 at the 34.
All right, 3 penalties against the Patriots early in the second quarter.
Patriots have become one of the standard setters in Class AA over the last few years as Nelson drops one down the far sideline looking for Bowers. contested there over on the far sideline with Chris Radcliffe, the corner, going up and knocking it away from Trey Bowers. And that's impressive, too. Despite Radcliffe just 5'8", Bowers at 6'1". That's a 5-inch difference there. And Radcliffe able to go up and knock it away from Bowers' hands.
Well, fortunately for Radcliffe, Bowers kind of had to wait just a little bit on that pass because he had a great separation from him. Pass just wasn't quite exactly where it needed to be.
And now Nelson met in the backfield. Same play that worked on the touchdown run just a few moments ago does not work there. Caleb Cool sniffs that one out quickly, as does Briar Ayers.
Actually, about a half-yard loss on that one, it looked like.
Just in between the 34 and 35. Actually, now backed up to the 35. Officially a loss of 1. It'll bring up 3rd down and 15. Long 15.
The last time Independence scored, it was on a 3rd and long attempt. Let's see if they can stop him this time.
Toss sweep to Linksweiler to the right side. Linksweiler going to get back to the original line of scrimmage and trying to fight toward the 1st down, and he is going to be knocked out of bounds. Lost the football on the way out, but I think he was already out of bounds. He is going to be shy of the 1st down by a couple of yards, 1 or 2, depending on how they spot that. I think it's going to be 2 yards shy, I believe.
A 14-yard gain there. Looks like he was going to do it again and pick up that long, but looks like they're going to go for it here anyway.
Yeah, already got the football in enemy territory. Why not go for it here on 4th and short when your defense has been playing well so far in this first half? 4th and short for the Patriots. Nelson hands it off to Linksweiler. Linksweiler trying to keep the legs turning, but he is going to be stopped short.
What a stand there by Winfield.
Keith Hall, the nose tackle, gets in there and makes the stop on 4th down, and will give the football back to the Generals offense, trailing 13-0. A little more than a minute and a half into this 2nd quarter.
And what a great time to get your first stop at Linksweiler for no gain. Get your better offense out of a sticky situation they got in, and put them back out there on the field. Try to get something going here. Hopefully have a little bit of momentum going into this drive.
1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Generals offense trying to get things going here in this 2nd quarter. Massey under center. Turns, hands off to Pearson, and Pearson is going to be stopped after a 2, maybe 3-yard gain. They're going to give him 3. They're going to give him 3 up to the 25. So call it 2nd and 7. Aiden Hernandez splitting out to the top of the formation. Lone receiver up top. Easton Pinkerton. Wing back to the near side. I formation behind Massey. Massey takes a snap, play action fake. Massey wants to throw down the near side of the field, looking, and now has a man wide open across midfield. It's Easton Pinkerton. Pinkerton catches it at the 44 and has himself a 1st down to the 35. Pinkerton stopped down at the 35-yard line. A 40-yard pickup on that pass play from Massey to Pinkerton. And that's the longest play of the day for the Generals offense.
By leaps and bounds, and what a time to have it. Finally get a little bit going here in the 2nd quarter after barely having positive yardage before that play.
Handoff up the middle to Miller. Miller still on his feet after breaking out of a couple of tackles inside the 35, down to the 33. A 2-yard pickup there by the senior fullback. Is that the spark this Generals offense so desperately needs here in this first half? Down 13-0 here at home in the quarterfinals against the defending Class AA champions. Winfield in the quarterfinals for back-to-back years for the first time since that state championship season in 1987 and a semifinal run the following year in 88. Pinkerton hands off to the back. Gannon Boggs, and the ball's on the ground, and it's back to the Patriots. Independence gets on the football once again. The 2nd fumble recovery by Independence in this first half, and Man, that's going to suck the wind out of the sails of the Generals.
Yeah, just when it looked like they finally, maybe not put it together, but at least got a big play, gotten down into Independence territory.
Finally.
And once again, this defense, which made a big stand on their last time out, asked to do it again. Not backed up like they were, but still up against an offense in Independence, which has shown that they're fully in gear already here in this one.
An Independence fan section across the field showing up big, making that nearly 70-mile trip from Raleigh County. Handoff up the middle goes to Linksweiler, and his white jersey is soon to be brown all over because he is getting tote after tote in this first half for the Patriot offense. As we mentioned, he's their primary weapon. 141 carries coming into tonight's contest.
So far,
over 1,400 yards and 25 touchdowns.
So far, 11 carries for 69 yards in this one. So well on pace for over 150.
2nd and 7 after a 3-yard gain, and the play is blown dead. Winfield going to call a timeout and talk things over, as that will stop the clock with just under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Generals trail 13-0. 2nd down upcoming for Independence when we return right after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
Allstate Gutters is a locally owned and operated company that services the Charleston-Huntington area. We offer lifetime warranty windows, siding, roofing, gutters, and more.
Call my dad today.
Be sure to head to your local newsstand, pick up your weekend edition of the Gazette-Mail or Herald Dispatch for a recap of all the high school football playoff action from around the Mountain State. Wherever you pick up your print edition of your favorite HD Media paper, Taylor Kennedy will have a full game recap of this one for you later on tonight and in your weekend edition tomorrow. 2nd down on the way for the Patriot offense after the timeout by Winfield. Snap comes back to Nelson. Handoff goes to Linksweiler. Linksweiler finds a hole in the middle of the line of scrimmage across the 40, and he's got a first down. And stopping him from picking up any more yards there was Aiden Hernandez, the sophomore.
And he did a good job of getting through that hole. Not the biggest running back, does a good job of finding where there's space enough to get through, and came through there for 8 yards.
Fresh set of downs for Independence as some fog starts to settle over the field. And Nelson will keep it himself across the 45-yard line to the 46. About a 3-yard pickup there. Well, maybe 4. Yeah, I'll give him 4 on that. Spot him at the 46. 4-yard pickup sets up 2nd and 4. 2nd and 6. Nelson in the pistol. Will toss to Linksweiler, but that play's blown dead as one of the near side receivers took off too early. So that will back him up 5 and make it 2nd and 11.
Yeah, that's the only real knock against this Independence offense so far. 4 penalties against them in the first half. All of them, illegal substitution, 2 false starts, and illegal procedure.
Incompletion will bring up 3rd and 11 now for the Patriot offense as the rain starts to pick up a bit more. Even shifting directions a bit now.
And they put Independence in a lot of 3rd and long, 2nd and long situations. They fought through them for the most part. Let's see if they have another long conversion in them.
3rd and 11, Nelson locks, and he's going to try to throw downfield, but he is quickly met by the defense for Winfield. Mickey Ballestero making the stop. And that'll bring up 4th down and 11 as he is sacked at the line of scrimmage.
And that's another weather-affected one. Is at the offensive line and defensive line fell down and flushed him out. He wasn't able to get to the guy he wanted.
Trey Tanner back to receive the punt. Sam Nelson awaits the snap. Snap is a bit low. Nelson able to get it up and get it off. It will take a bounce, and it'll be fielded at the 26-yard line by Tanner. Tanner still dancing around, and he's going to lose a yard. Well, he gave a gain of 1. I thought he went a little further back than that, but he'll gain a yard up to the 27. So Generals defense does their job. They get the stop and force a 3-and-out. Or nearly a 3-and-out. They did have a first down.
Yeah, and this,
forced the football back.
For as lopsided as this game has felt at times, it's only 13-0. You know, there's still half of the second quarter here. Plenty of time for Winfield to get on the board. If they can go into this one down less than a full score, then they'll feel pretty good after having some real dysfunction, especially early in this one offensively.
Been a pretty quick-moving first half, too, with only 3 incompletions from Independence's offense, and I don't think any from Winfield so far, right? Or 1, right?
2, excuse me.
2, yeah,
2
early on. And those were those short drives by the Generals to start things. And I think the ball's on the grass again. Some snap issues these last couple times, or at least this time, as Chase Massey under center there that time. Able to get back on top of it and will not lose any yards.
This is an offense that's already lost 2 fumbles in this one.
2nd and 10 from their own 27 on the way for the Generals. With just over 5 minutes to go in the first half, trailing by 2 scores. Massey under center. Takes a snap, hands off to Miller. Miller fights his way forward, and we've got a late flag coming in. And we're going to get a face mask. I believe that's going to go against Independence. And it will, so they will mark that off from the spot of the foul, which is at the 34, 33-yard line.
That is a 15-yard variety. Don't see that as often at the high school level as the 5, but Judge agreed just enough to draw that.
All the way up to the Winfield 48, so it was thrown at the 33.
35 yards and penalties against Independence so far.
1st and 10 for the Generals now, near midfield. Handoff goes to Miller. Miller had a nice wall there to get him across midfield and inside the 45-yard line of Independence.
And Miller's starting to build up ahead of steam here. 4 carries for 16 yards, but his past 2 were his longest.
8-yard run, make it 2nd and 2 on the way for the Generals. Graziani split out to the near side. Joining him will be Gavin Craffey. Miller set to line up in front of Pearson in an I formation as Massey goes under center. 2nd and 2 on the way. Hand off to Pearson up the middle. Pearson has the first down inside the 40. Nice run there by Kawan Pearson. Needed 1 and picked up 5.
By far Pearson's best carry of the night.
And now a timeout by Independence as the rain picks up once again. Clock stopped with 4 minutes to go in this second quarter. Independence leads 13-0 on the road over the Winfield Generals, but Winfield is starting to get some movement on offense. We'll find out if they can finish this drive off and get some points on the scoreboard when we return right after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Tomorrow, the West Virginia Mountaineers take on the Cincinnati Bearcats in Morgantown. Check out the Touchdown City show for post-game analysis and commentary. If you're a Mountaineer fan, check out touchdowncity.com for more details. That is a 2:30 kick on ESPN Plus in Morgantown. Reverse comes to Kawan Pearson, and Pearson is met in the backfield. That is Landon Riddle. normally wears number 18, has changed his number over the last couple of weeks to wear number 52. And he had a pick 6 last week for Independence in that win against Roane County in the upset.
And these slow developing plays in the Winfield backfield have not been there right now. The combination of the aggression of the Independence defense and just the weather conditions.
Easton Pinkerton took the snap that time. He handed it off to Jace Miller. Miller gets down inside the 35. And they'll get him down to the 34, a 5-yard pickup. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Generals offense. Long 5. Pinkerton set to take the snap once again for the Generals. 2 receivers to the near side is Luke Davis and Trey Tanner. Pearson, wing back on the near side. Fake the handoff. Pinkerton will keep it himself. Pinkerton inside the 30. Lost the football, but Pinkerton able to get it back just across the 1st down marker at the 35. Wow, Pinkerton got lucky there as he just lost it. Nobody poked it out of his hands or anything. He had the space and just with the wet conditions lost the ball out of his hands as he was trying to make a move. But again, does have enough for a 1st down. 1st and 10 from the Independence 35-yard line as the Patriots will call a timeout. Stop the clock once again with 2:39. Independence trying to play for another possession here at the end of the 1st half. And if the Patriots can either get a stop or if they give up a score and have some time left on the board, they can get a 2-for-1 opportunity because the Patriots did kick things off to start tonight's game, so they are set to receive the 2nd half kickoff.
Well, for any of that to work, they need to have a little bit better ball security. That's the 4th time they put it on
I was talking about Independence.
Oh,
yeah, Independence, yeah.
Yeah, in that case, the team that's had their own problems, especially with fouls, but if they can't get this stop, they certainly have time with some of their explosive play calling to get down there. But it's a big if with this Winfield team with 1st down here.
It's been a great Independence defense this season. Coming into the playoffs, Patriots had pitched 4 straight shutouts against Westside, Nicholas County, and Wyoming East. Gave up 21 last week in the win over Roane County. Other than that, again, this is a lights-out defense for Independence. Handoff goes off the right side. Pearson is going to be met around the line of scrimmage. May have gotten a yard down to the 24. Yeah, they're going to give him 1 down to the 24-yard line.
And Pearson not having his normal explosive type of day, 6 carries for 3 yards. And first 2 were negatives. So
that pales in comparison to what he did last week against Lewis County on 6 carries, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns, or a touchdown, then had 2 touchdown catches on 2 grabs for 80 yards, as well as that pick 6 defensively.
Combination of better competition and conditions.
Chase Massey was under pressure, and he's picked off at the 5. Coming up with the interception is Rashawn Sims. Sims forced out of bounds near the 20. Massey was under some pressure. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to get a chance to throw that football anyway, but he ends up throwing it right to the white-clad jersey of Rashawn Sims.
Yeah, but
there's a blindside block on the return, so they will back them up. So that'll go on the Patriots, and instead of starting it at the 20, they will start just inside their own 10.
That's the only real knock on the Independence offense overall. That's now 45 penalty yards here in the 1st half.
So they start inside their own 10 at the 9-yard line. 91 yards to go with 1:51 left in the first quarter, or this 1st half. If the Patriots want to try to pull off a 2-for-1 scenario, they are set to get the football back in the 2nd half to start the 3rd quarter.
Until needs to keep close track of where Bowers is on this possession.
Nelson going to toss to Linksweiler, has a man blocking in front of him, and he is going to be brought down after a short gain. As making the stop there was Luke Davis after a 2-yard pickup by Linksweiler, following the blocking of his senior fullback, Derek Hypes.
13 carries, 79 yards so far for Linksweiler and that touchdown.
Far and away the leading carrier for this Patriot offense. The offense moves through the senior, Tyler Linksweiler. He's done a great job of replacing graduated Judah Price, who again is now playing for Mountaineers in Morgantown. Another short gain there by Linksweiler. Set up 3rd and 5.
It looks like no real urgency to try to score on this. Content to, if there's explosive play, that's one thing, but they're content to take this score to the half.
Ball at the 14. 3rd and 5 to go. Nelson in the shotgun, has Linksweiler to his left. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Linksweiler, hands it off to the man who got the interception a little bit ago for the, I checked that actually, that was not the man who got the interception, Rashawn Sims. That was Trey Bowers coming back to the near side. And a timeout by Winfield as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go and a 4th down upcoming for Independence. Winfield at least wants to have a shot to try to score some points here.
Well, I think their biggest shot is to try to score on special teams. This is a dangerous special teams unit that's been pretty close to blocking punts, these past couple weeks.
Already has a blocked extra point this evening.
Yeah, I think if Winfield's gonna score here, they're really planning on trying to really go after this punt and try and give themselves a short field to work with so little time left.
Patriots certainly didn't take the little more than hour's drive from Coal City here to Putnam County. Come up empty-handed here this evening, handling their business so far tonight, leading 13-0. 23 seconds to go till the end of this first half. Independence looking to be just the 4th team to win a state championship as a lower seed. The 14th seed in this year's playoffs. Tanner picks it up at the 47 of his own side of the field, across midfield and out of bounds at the Patriot 43-yard line. Clock stops with 11 seconds to go. Rain slowed down now here at Winfield.
Very significantly for the moment, but we see the ebb and flow already throughout the hour and a half or so we've been watching.
But it could be at the right time for this Winfield offense if they want to try to put it in the air with 11 seconds to go. It's now a slow drizzle instead of the heavier rain coming down. Massey under center. Drops back to throw, throws to the near side to Lawfrey. Lawfrey catches it inside the 40 near the 35-yard line, and he will be stopped around the 35. That is going to be the final play of the half. And the Patriots on the road head into the locker room leading 13-0 in this 14-6 quarterfinal matchup with the Winfield Generals. Winfield making the run back to their locker room, going to try to adjust things here at the half and try to make this comeback. Again, down 13-0. Step aside for a break, and when we come back, we'll bring you here to Winfield High School again for the halftime show. We'll check in on some scores around the Mountain State for this quarterfinal weekend of the 2023 playoffs here in West Virginia. We're back with more after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We have that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. For the Independence High School Marching Band. And now, to continue your halftime entertainment, please welcome back to the track the 5-time grand champion to win by Winfield, the 2023 Winfield High School Marching Generals. The Marching Generals are under the direction of Mr. Glenn L. Jack II. The Marching Generals are led onto the track by Drum Major Kendall Adkins and guard captains Kathleen Lawson and Isabella Cruz. Once again, the Generals will present the 2023 competition show around the world in halftime.
Xavier, you good? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, TWA Flight 107 is now arriving at Gate 5.
your five-time grand champion band, the Winfield High School Marching Generals.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We have that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Hey, this is Coach Bob Huggins. Be sure to listen to Full Court Press for exclusive stories from my career and journey to over 900 victories.
It's time to talk West Virginia basketball. For access to our social media and radio affiliate information, visit pressvirginia.com.
It's the 60th anniversary sale going on now at Dutch Miller Chevrolet in Huntington.
For a limited time, get 0% APR on select brand new Silverados and make no payments till next year. Supplies are limited, so come in today.
Only at DutchMillerChevy.com.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Allstate Gutters is a locally owned and operated company that services the Charleston-Huntington area. We offer lifetime warranty windows, siding, roofing, gutters, and more.
Call my dad today.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Back here at Winfield High School, halftime of this quarterfinal matchup between number 14 Independence and number 6 Winfield. Independence, one of 3 teams in Class AA with a first-round upset to make it to this quarterfinal weekend, and Independence 1/2 away from pulling off another upset this season. And it would be an upset in at least seed really alone, because this is the defending Class AA state champions from last season, a perfect 13-0 record last year for the Patriots, capping it off with a 42-7 win in the state championship game against the Herbert Hoover Huskies. Herbert Hoover, one of those 3 teams in Class AA with a first-round upset as the 9 seed, knocking off East Fairmont last week. And Herbert Hoover is traveling to North Marion for a Saturday playoff matchup, Husky Bowl 2. So that'll be a great contest there between North Marion and Herbert Hoover. And Scott and Weir in the 4-5 matchup will be played tomorrow as well here in Class AA. And in outside of our game here between Independence and Winfield, where Independence leads 13-0 at the half, getting ready to start the second half. The other contest is the 2-10 matchup. Philip Barber, the third team in Class AA to pull off an upset. Philip Barber Colts with a touchdown win on the road, knocking off number 7 Mingo Central, and the Miners unable to protect home field there last week. Philip Barber on the road against the Polar Bears of Fairmont Senior, and right now the Polar Bears are icing out the Colts 35-0 at halftime of that game. Some couple of games in Class AAA going on tonight. One game set to go tomorrow. We'll get to that here in just a moment. Bridgeport, number 8, the Indians lead the number 1 Cal Midland Knights 21-13 at halftime there in Ona at the Castle. Number 3, Martinsburg is protecting home field there in the Eastern Panhandle against number 6, Jefferson. 29-0 Bulldogs lead at the half. And Princeton scores late in the first half to take a 5-point advantage into that half against the Parkersburg Big Reds. The Tigers lead 21-16, your halftime score there. The only Saturday game in Class AAA is number 7 Spring Mills making the trip down to Cabell County to take on the number 2 Huntington Highlanders. Then in Class Single A, still 4 unbeaten teams left in Class Single A, but we'll guarantee at least one team stays undefeated and moving on to the semifinals. It is Greenbrier West and Wahama in a battle of unbeatens. Greenbrier West leads 14-8 over Wahama at the half. The other 3 games in Class Single A are all Saturday kickoffs. Number 1, James Monroe will take on number 8, Cameron. Number 2, Tucker County will host Tug Valley, the 7th seed. And East Hardy, the lone upset in the first round, because the 11th seed will travel to number 3, Williamstown. We're just getting ready to get the second half underway here in about a minute. So we will step aside for one final break, and then we'll bring you back for the start of the third quarter, where the Independence Patriots on the road lead the home team, Winfield Generals, 13-0 after the end of the first half. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Par-Mar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings and sign up for the Par-Mar rewards card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Getting ready to start the second half between Winfield and Independence. Independence looking to defend their state championship from last season. First for the school after making it to the state championship game the year before in 2021, but coming up just short in that state championship game. Coming away with the victory back in 2021 was Fairmont Senior, a 21-12 win for the Polar Bears. And, Will, you and I got to see that Polar Bear team. 16 seed winning the state championship game 2 years ago against this Independence team. Nice return to start the third quarter, as bringing it up for the Patriots there was Tyler Linksweiler. And he'll come up to the 36-yard line. Well, now they'll spot it at the 37. So 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Nelson in the shotgun, takes the snap, and he fumbles the handoff, able to jump back on top of it, but he will lose yards on that play. It's a loss of nearly 5 on the opening play of this third quarter, as the Patriots go from right to left across your screen. Generals will go from left to right here in this third quarter.
And the rain essentially has stopped now, just a little drop now and then, so maybe a little bit of improving conditions, but fumble right off the bat, losing 5 yards. Winfield fumbled 4 times in that first half, lost 2 of them.
Snap back to Nelson, drops back to throw. Throw over to the far side is nearly intercepted. Toby Lawfrey gets his hands on it. Incompletion will bring up 3rd and a long 14, call it 15 then. Generals crowd trying to fire up the defense here on this 3rd and long to start the 3rd quarter. Independence leads 13-0 on the road in this quarterfinal matchup. First 3rd down of the second half. Handoff goes up the middle of Linksweiler, and Linksweiler is met quickly by that General defense. Keith Hall, the nose guard, coming in to make the stop for Winfield after Linksweiler will pick up a 1.5 yards maybe.
A big early second half stand by Winfield to prevent the Patriots going out here and reestablishing some of the things they had done in the first half of the second.
4th and 13. Nelson will get set to punt it away for the Patriots. Clean punt. And it will bounce to Turner at the 29. Excuse me, Tanner. Tanner up across the 40. A gain of 12 on that return to the 41 for Trey Tanner.
And so even though they weren't able to score there towards the end of the second or end of the first quarter, Winfield's offense has started figuring some things out. They had a couple of badly timed turnovers. Not that there's ever a good time for one. But they were starting to figure out some things on offense. Let's see if they can keep that going. Miller was really working well on the ground. They started to find their passing game as well.
Tanner a little shaken up after that return. Over on the sideline being checked out by the training staff. But 1st and 10 for the Winfield offense after the defense gets the stop. Pass is intended for Kawan Pearson. Heavy coverage there from Derek Hypes. Massey was under some pressure as he was trying to throw that ball as well. Incompletion will bring up 2nd and 10 at the 41 of Winfield. Davis and Craffey split out to the near side. Pearson just off the line of scrimmage next to Toby Lawfrey. Massey under center, has Miller behind him as the fullback, hands off to Miller up the middle, and Miller will gain a couple of yards before he's ridden down into the ground, and we have a late flag coming out now. Making the stop was Micah Brown for the Independence defense, and he's going to stop him after a short gain, but this penalty flag is going to be for some extracurriculars. Personal foul on the Patriots. So that will give the Generals a fresh first down and move them well into Independence territory down at the Patriot 42-yard line. First and 10 from the Patriot 42. Massey in the shotgun now. Takes the snap, throws back to the far side, has Lawfrey wide open inside the 40. He's got a first down and then some. Breaks out of a tackle inside the 35. He's going to go to the end zone. Touchdown, Generals. But it could be coming back. A late flag came in as Lawfrey got inside the 10. Wait for the ruling, but as it stands right now, it's a 42-yard touchdown pass to Toby Lawfrey. And a blindside block on the Generals will negate that touchdown run. So wipe off the 42-yard touchdown for the Generals. Now, where the flag was thrown, it's enforced from there, so it is still a first down for the Generals. First and 10 from the Patriot 29 now. So it wipes the touchdown off, but the Generals do get a first down still. See what they do with this first down after scoring a touchdown and having it wiped off a moment ago. Under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ball on the grass. Massey able to pick it up, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it. He is sacked. Landon Phelan coming up with the sack. Back at the 41-yard line.
It's a series of very unfortunate events here for the Winfield offense after what looks like a fantastic play to get them their first score.
Back to the 40 now, correction, they spot it there, so an 11-yard loss on that tackle by Phelan. Massey didn't have a chance to do anything with it once he picked it up off the ground. Second and long on the way for the Generals. Easton Pinkerton will line up under center now. Two receivers to the near side. Pinkerton going to roll out and keep it himself. Pinkerton inside the 40 is going to be forced out of bounds on the near sideline. A couple of guys in there making that stop. Dalton Williams as well as Miles Greenway. And the man who had the interception in the first half for this Patriot defense, Rashawn Sims, coming up from his cornerback spot. That was his third interception of the season, by the way, the one in the first half he had that was thrown pretty much right to him. Third and long now for the Generals. Massey back in at quarterback. Pinkerton will line up as a wingback now, just off of Lafferty on the right side. Massey in the shotgun. Drops back to pass, surveys the field, has plenty of time to throw. Now he's going to step up and run with it. Inside the 35 and forced out of bounds. That'll be Dalton Williams forcing him out again. Called his name a couple of times this evening. And that will bring up fourth and long now for the Generals offense. 4th and 14, a pickup of 6 there. And now a timeout by Winfield. Going to talk things over on this 4th and long with 8:15 to go in the third quarter. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our media center crew, happy to have you with us this evening on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. Of course, brought to you by Parmar Stores. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon, and Parmar will have our player of the game coming up toward the end of the fourth quarter. And if you're watching our game right now on your computer, you'd rather see it on your big screen TV or maybe take it with you on the go on your iPad, your phone, your Kindle. All you have to do is download the HD Media Plus app. You get free access to all of our video content and live streams for free. HD Media Plus app available on all Apple iOS, Android platforms, Roku TV, and Fire Stick. 4th and long upcoming for the Generals after the timeout. What do they do here? Massey in the shotgun. Two receivers to the near side. That's Lawfrey and Pinkerton. Massey has time to throw. Steps up in the pocket, throwing toward the end zone. Looking for 6. Going up and getting it. Does he stay in bounds? No, he does not. Aiden Hernandez made the leap and made the grab, but he came down out of bounds in the back of the end zone. General fans quite displeased. They thought he came down in bounds, and I thought he might have had at least a foot in, but that was a tough catch to try to make there for Aiden Hernandez, the sophomore. And there is a Patriot player down on the ground as well near the 15-yard line. While they see to him, we will step aside for a short break. 7:59 to go here in the third quarter. Generals trail 13-0 and just turn the ball back over to the Patriots. We'll find out what happens here in just a few moments right after this on High School Game Day.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Landon Riddle, number 52, the man that was down on the ground for the Patriots defense there a few moments ago, able to get over to the sideline. Took him a little while, but able to walk off pretty much under his own power. They're going to try to stretch him out a little bit more and try to loosen him back up. It looks like it might be cramping. Hopefully nothing serious, as he again was able to walk pretty much under his own power over there.
Yeah, 3 receivers stacked up on that far side, but more of a distraction than anything.
Yeah, Silas Nelson had to leap to go get it. Ball is on the ground. And do the Generals come away with it, or do they say he was down by contact? No pointing the opposite direction just yet. So, yeah, they are going to say that it's just a tackle for loss.
His forward progress had clearly been stopped well before it seemed to squirt out there.
Well, now it's actually going to be ruled as no gain. I thought they got him for at least a loss of 1, but no gain on that run by Silas Nelson. 2 receivers split out to each side of the formation. Nelson takes the snap. Looking toward the far sideline, trying to find his favorite target, Bowers, and it's incomplete. Easton Pinkerton and Chris Radcliffe in on the coverage for the Generals defense. That'll bring up 3rd and long now for Independence.
So far, Nelson only 3 of 5 for 45 yards and is incomplete on his last 4. Obviously, the conditions have a little bit of effect on the passing game, but still not what they're looking for out of the sophomore.
Generals doing their darndest to stay in this one. Down 13-0 here in the 3rd quarter with 7 minutes and change to go. Can Winfield force another 3 and out? Nelson takes the shotgun snap. Throws toward the near side. Pass hung in the air a little bit, and it's caught. That will be number 21, Caden Bradbury, making the reception, but Bradbury is going to be short of the first down. It's a 5-yard pickup. It will bring up 4th and 5. Now, what do the Patriots do here? Looks like they're going to bring the punt team out and send things away. But Silas Nelson is the punter. So I'm not expecting them to fake punt, but you certainly have to keep it in your mind. Independence's defense has been stellar so far this evening. Nelson able to pull down the high punt, or high snap rather, and sends it away. It will take a bounce and die right at the 30-yard line, where it's downed by the Patriot punt team. So Winfield get the ball at their own 30-yard line with a little more than 6 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter, trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight here on this drive, if it can get up there. Again, this is much different from what we saw last week for Winfield. The Generals scored on their first 6 drives in that first half. Over in this first half tonight. Pinkerton hands off up the middle. Miller breaks out of 1 tackle, still on his feet, and he's got enough for a first down. What a run on the opening play of the drive by Jace Miller. The senior rumbles his way for 11, breaking through tackles.
Yeah, Miller's so far been the most consistent part of this offense. Independence has really kind of shut down the east and west running, but his more downhill style has really been working out. Pearson not quite as effective in this one so far, but Miller trying to take up some of that load.
Halfway through and then some of the 3rd quarter. Pinkerton hands to the fullback Miller. Miller up the middle, across the 45, still on his feet. Another hard-nosed run there by Miller as he gets up to the 47, a gain of 6. Bring up 2nd and 4 on the way for the Generals offense as Miller, nice 2 opening carries on the drive.
7 carries for 37 yards so far. Really kind of started running in the 2nd after Pearson wasn't quite able to find his footing.
Massey back in at quarterback now for the Generals. Lines up under center. I formation behind him. Tried to throw a toss sweep, and it goes off the helmet of Jace Miller. Kawan Pearson should have gotten back on top of it. But there's a scrum still on the field. it looks like Pearson was able to jump back on top of it.
And that's the 5th time Winfield's put it on the grass so far today. They've gotten it back 3 times. They lost 2 of them. But still, the conditions, they are what they are, but putting it on the ground 5 times is a lot.
Loss back to the 44-yard line. A 3-yard loss on that miscue by the Generals offense. 3rd and 7. Massey under center, drops back to throw. Under some pressure, going to roll out now to his right. Has a wall of blocks in front of him. He's going to get across midfield, and I think he's got enough for the first down. He should be just across the first down marker. There is a Patriot player down on this Winfield side of the field. Can't quite tell who that is. Don't want to speculate on that, but they are moving the sticks as they do say it's a first down run there for Chase Massey as he gets down into Independence territory to the 48-yard line. While they see to the injured Patriot player, we'll step aside for a quick break and be back with more third quarter action for you here on High School Game Day and the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
Hey, this is Coach Bob Huggins. Be sure to listen to Full Court Press for exclusive stories from my career and journey to over 900 victories.
It's time to talk West Virginia basketball. For access to our social media and radio affiliate information, visit pressvirginia.com.
It's the 60th anniversary sale going on now at Dutch Miller Chevrolet in Huntington.
For a limited time, get 0% APR on select brand new Silverados and make no payments till next year. Supplies are limited, so come in today.
Only at DutchMillerChevy.com.
Allstate Gutters is a locally owned and operated company that services the Charleston-Huntington area. We offer lifetime warranty windows, siding, roofing, gutters, and more.
Call my dad today.
Injured Patriot there, Landon Riddle, who's a big part of this Patriot defense.
And I believe his replacement's 69 who just came out there just because he's about the only one on that offensive line with a white jersey. So as you can tell, it's just so muddy down there. You can especially tell on those once crisp white jerseys that Independence brought up from Raleigh County.
Well, you can see that the game has been played pretty much between the 30s for most of this one, just based off of the wear on the ground. Handoff goes to Miller. Miller bowls over one would-be tackler and brought down near the 35. Chase Miller motoring for a first down there. Down to the 36-yard line.
Runs of 11, 5, and 12 on this drive alone for Miller as Winfield starts to find some things that work against this Patriots defense as we get towards the back quarter of this third quarter.
Man in motion is Craffey. Pinkerton hands off to Pearson on a comeback to the near side. He breaks out of one tackle, and if he could have gotten out of the shoestring tackle at the 30, he had a reservation for 6. Oh, man. Pearson was able to get out of that first contact, just couldn't get through the shoestring tackle there. He does have a nice gain, though, on first down to the 30-yard line. Or, excuse me, down to the 31. Give him a gain of 5. I'll call it 6. Closer to 6 than it is 5. A long 4 for the Generals on the way. Pinkerton lines up back under center now. Pinkerton lost the ball. Ball is on the ground. Pinkerton couldn't pull it out of there. And the Patriots jump on top of it. The man who had the whitest jersey out there for Independence leaps on top of the pill. Landon Burleson, the sophomore, gets that white jersey dirty and not just for effect. That's yet another turnover by the Generals, and that again, that's one that hurts because that's the second time now Winfield's coughed the football up with some momentum on their offensive drive. And now you give it right back.
They finally started getting some plays together, putting some first downs back to back, and now they hand it right back to Independence. Reasonably, Independence would hold on to it until we're in the fourth quarter, even if they don't score. 1st and 10 from their own 33. Handoff goes to Linksweiler. He breaks out of a couple tackles, and he's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line. A 7-yard pickup will bring up 2nd and 3 on the way for Independence. And Linksweiler has broken out of so many tackles this evening. The Generals having a really hard time of hanging on and bringing him down. 16 carries for 88 yards so far. Knocking on that door of 100. Maybe not the biggest yard per carry average you've ever seen, but runs so hard and also has some big runs to the outside.
2nd and a short 3 to go for the Patriots. And now play is stopped and a timeout by Winfield. Going to talk things over here with 2:24 to go in the third quarter. Independence still leading 13-0 in a scoreless third quarter. Be back with more right after this here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Second and short on the way for Independence. They lead on the road here, 13-0. Trying for their second upset of the playoffs. Had a 54-21 win to upset the number 3 seeded Roane County Raiders last week. Trying to come here to Putnam County and take another win on the road this week. Nelson going to keep it himself on the read option. He'll gain a yard. I'll give him 2 yards. It was a short 3, so it'll be 3rd and a
Well, it might be get ready to measure it. Refs discussing something.
Yeah, they want to check the spot just to make certain. Yeah, they are going to call an official's time and bring the chains out to measure it just to make absolutely certain.
And the Winfield defense has been in some tough situations throughout this game, especially due to the 3 lost fumbles. But probably one of the most important drives they have right now. If they can stop them here, try to get the ball back before we roll into the fourth quarter. There's still time for Winfield to get 2 scores on the board. But if it becomes a long drive for the Patriots, or they get down and score, make it a 3-score game heading into the fourth quarter, that's a large mountain for Winfield to climb.
By about half the length of the football, that's a first down gain for Nelson. So they'll move the sticks and reset the chains.
So now a team like Independence, which isn't necessarily, they haven't been necessarily hurrying, but they're not a milk the clock type of offense, might take it just a little bit slower.
Winfield really just needs to get out of its own way. And twice offensively have been moving the football only to fumble it on the snap. Toss sweep to the near side to Linksweiler. Looked like he was going to be bottled up initially, but able to find the seam there along the original line of scrimmage, and it would be brought down just shy of midfield at the 47-yard line. 5-yard pickup there for Linksweiler. Will set up 2nd and 5 for the Patriot offense. Nelson in the shotgun. Takes a snap, going to keep it himself. And Nelson will have the first down across midfield. He'll be brought down at the Winfield 46. Needed 5, picked up 8. duo of Nelson at quarterback and Linksweiler at tailback has been just what the Patriots needed this evening. Nelson hasn't been very good throwing the football, but carrying the ball for Independence, he has been spectacular at that quarterback spot.
10 carries, 41 yards, just over 4 yards a carry. That's how you get first downs.
As a short gain for Linksweiler there on the handoff.
Linksweiler getting real close to 100 yards now with 96 on 18 carries.
Brought down at the 43-yard line. A 4-yard pickup will bring up 2nd and 6. As you see, the fog still hanging over the field here at Winfield High School. That heat from the ground coming up and just staying trapped down here.
Heat from these guys out here too, contributing a little bit.
Nelson going to try to keep it himself, bounces it to the outside, and he should be close to a first down. Depends on where they say he ultimately stepped out of bounds. As you can see, looking right through that fog now. Quite difficult to see on our broadcast monitors. That will be the final play of the third quarter, as they say that Nelson has brought down a yard shy of the first down to gain. So it'll be 3rd and a short one when we come back for the start of the fourth quarter. Through 3, Independence on the road leads Winfield 13-0, looking for their second upset in a row for this playoffs. We're back for the fourth quarter right after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Getting ready for the fourth quarter. 3rd and 1 on the way for Independence. Again, that fog settling over the field here at Winfield High School. High snap, pulled down though, handed off to Linksweiler. Linksweiler met in the backfield.
He might not be there. Looks like 4th down call right here.
Yeah, Caleb Cool making the stop there at the line of scrimmage to hold him to no gain. 4th and 1. What do the Patriots dial up here to start the fourth quarter, leading by 2 touchdowns? Christian Linksweiler will split out wide with Trey Bowers. Nelson in the pistol will toss to Tyler Linksweiler, and Tyler Linksweiler is going to be right around the first down marker, but he might be short.
Think he got it.
The official on the far side is saying he did not get it, according to what I saw there, and he did not get it. Generals get the 4th down stop. Now, can they carry the momentum from defense after the 4th down stop to the offensive side of the football? Again, every time they've gotten momentum going, they fumbled it away to Independence. Can they keep it going?
Also had some horribly timed fouls, but there's plenty of time left. They're starting to find a winning strategy there with Miller and Pearson starting to find his footing. This guy put it together into a full drive. They've put it on the ground 6 times, lost 3 of them. Got to hold on to the ball here.
A touchdown would be big on this drive for the Generals. Would cut the deficit to just a score. Massey throws out to the near side, and the pass is incomplete, looking for Aiden Hernandez. And there's a flag on the play as well to make matters worse. A hold against the Generals. That'll back them up 10 yards and make it 1st and 20.
And Winfield hasn't had a ton of penalties. There it is.
I wasn't sure if they were going to accept it or not. Independence's defense didn't start marching. I wondered if they were going to take the result of the play and take the incompletion, but they will accept the penalty and make it 1st and 20. My apologies, Will. Didn't mean to cut you off there. Wouldn't be the first time, certainly won't be the last. 1st and 20 on the way for the Generals. Here in the fourth quarter, down 13-0. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our media center crew, happy to have you with us here this evening. Big props to our cameraman this evening, Dan Shreve, out there in the cold and the wet. Doing a fantastic job of showing you all the sights for our game this evening. And big props to our producer-director, Ethan Young. 1st and 20. Handoff, throw back over to the near side, looking for Massey, and it's going to be, or excuse me, looking for Pinkerton, and it's incomplete. The Generals drew up a play very similar to that one. It was a double reverse pass that Luke Davis hit Easton Pinkerton on last week, a 71-yard touchdown pass from Davis to Pinkerton. That time just couldn't match that one up. So Davis, incomplete pass attempt there on 1st and 20, brings up 2nd and 20 now.
And generally, Independence has had an answer for these slower developing plays in the Generals' backfield. Something they seemed to get away from after the first couple drives. Decided to try to test it out again there and couldn't quite pull it off.
Miller on the left wing. Low snap. Rolling out is Massey. Throw across the middle. That is caught back at the original line of scrimmage by Aiden Hernandez. Hernandez is brought down at the 36. So that will bring up 3rd and 10 after a 10-yard pick. Excuse me, 9-yard gain. So a 3rd and 11.
The rain's starting to pick up just a little bit more here as we progress in the 4th quarter. And a lot of these routes that Winfield's trying to run are a lot of 5 and 10 yard. They make a cut, and the cuts are about 50-50 right now just on that soft ground.
Well, and we'll see how the protection holds up for Chase Massey here on 3rd and 11. They're going to take a timeout, though, and talk things over for Winfield. Stop the clock with 10:27. And I say we'll see how the protection holds up because the football is at the 36-yard line, right in the meat
there is simply no
of that
grass
mud
there.
pit. I mean,
simply
yeah,
no grass.
It's a mud pit is what it is at this point. So as we take a great look at it, you can see the water on the field there. The game has, again, pretty much been played between the 30s all game long. We had those 2 scores in the 1st quarter for Independence. Patriots got on the board about 4 minutes into the 1st quarter, 7:59. Tyler Linksweiler puts it in from 3 yards out. Their point after attempt was blocked. That drive continued because the Patriots were able to run a play with Winfield having 12 men out on the field, and they didn't catch it until after the play was run. Yep. So it was a 15-yard penalty instead of a 5-yard penalty that Independence actually had an illegal participation on a play, but they caught it before the play, so that's why it was only a 5-yard penalty then. Then before the end of the 1st quarter, with 28 seconds to go, Nelson takes it in himself from 23 yards out. And that's how we're at this 13-0 game, because the point after attempt that time for Cuthbert was good. And on 3rd and 11, the play is blown dead, and a timeout by Independence this time. They want to talk things over and see, after seeing what Winfield lined up in there on 3rd and 11.
Well, didn't just get to see the lineup, got to see the start of the play there, trying to go wide out to Pearson on the right side. It looked like maybe there was space there. Hard to tell the way things shook out there, but I was expecting them to try to come out here and pass. I was obviously wrong, and maybe that's what Independence thought too, but it might be time to take another shot. They've really only taken one shot in the passing game. It was a big 40-yard completion to Pinkerton that I think toward in the 2nd quarter. Like I said, that the pass protection, kind of questionable, just given that your guys don't have any footing. But there's still, plenty of potential traction to be had. The numbers and outside for your wide receivers, if you can give your quarterback long enough for them to run a go route or maybe a deeper post route.
All right, both teams back out on the field now. 3rd and 11 on the way. Generals in the shotgun. 2 receivers to each side. Pinkerton going to roll, pitches it out on an option, and Miller fumbles it. Ball on the ground. Miller able to get back to it and maybe got a yard, if that, if he's lucky. Yeah, they are going to give him the yard back to the original line of the scrimmage, but Miller just lost it out of his hands. It was a good pitch from Pinkerton. Miller just couldn't hold on to it.
It may have been very slightly a little ahead of him, but still well within his grasp. And now they're forced to put the punt team out here as we count down less than 10 minutes left in this game. And when Independence gets the ball back, presuming everything goes well for them on this punt return, they don't lose it in the mud, there will be in no hurry as this game, they try to run this time down.
Clock still rolling now. Nearly 9.5 to go. Jared Miller lost the snap and just barely is able to get something off. It will take a Winfield bounce, and it will be down around the 43. They're going to give it the 44.
All things considered, not the worst.
Yeah, not the worst thing that could have happened to you there, especially after Jared Miller was unable to pull that high snap down and just barely got that punt off. So now, can the Winfield defense get another stop? That's the question, is can this Generals defense hold?
Well, and not just a stop, but a stop hopefully on this set of downs because, like I said, time quickly becoming a factor. Winfield not necessarily a quick strike offense when you consider the conditions and that they're having to really run the ball and to haven't had those explosive plays that they have had earlier in the season.
And they have no timeouts left for the Generals. 2 remain for Independence. Nelson hands it off to Linksweiler, and he'll be brought down at the 48. A 4-yard pickup there will bring up 2nd and 6.
And that gives Linksweiler an even 100 yards on 21 carries in this one. He has not quite had the second half that he had as much success in the second half as he had in the first, but still really powering this offense, and him along with Nelson, who has 11 carries for 48 yards and 50 through the air.
Under 9 minutes left in the game. Winfield trails 13-0. And before the play gets off, a penalty will come against Independence. That will back the Patriot offense up. An encroachment on the Patriots, so that will back it up to 2nd and 11.
I said, fouls have an issue for Independence in this one. That is their 8th accepted.
2nd and 11. Nelson in the shotgun. Gonna put it in the air, and pass is tipped, and it's intercepted. Coming up with the pick is Ballestero. Ballestero catches it right there, waiting for him at his linebacker spot, and then he takes it across the 40. That's the stop the Generals defense needed.
A huge play to not only give them the ball back quickly, but well inside of Independence territory. Excellent job there by the defense. It's been really not doing a bad job during this game. Held them 2 touchdowns so far, and they're finally break through with a big play to give their offense back the ball with not as much field in front of them as they could have.
The stop the Generals defense desperately needed to get. Just the 2nd interception Silas Nelson has thrown since taking over at quarterback for the Patriots this season. 1st and 10 for Winfield from the Patriot 39, and now a flag comes to start the drive, and that'll back the Generals up. Got a little too excited to start the drive there.
And that, like we said many times, Winfield's getting in their own way. Yeah, this is only a 5-yard penalty, but still
but starting
things right off the bat, setting yourself behind the sticks.
1st and 15. Pinkerton hands off up the middle to Miller. Miller rumbles his way down to the 35-yard line. Again, Generals with no timeout, so going to have to use this clock very sparingly on the drives. Pinkerton barking out the play call on 2nd and a long 7. Pinkerton going to keep it himself. Breaks out of one tackle, breaks out of another, and he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Coming in to make the stop in his dirt-riddled jersey, Tyler Linksweiler. I'd say mud-riddled because that's stopped being dirt a long time ago.
Yeah, you'd think Independence came down here in gray jerseys, the way it's looking down there, but for good reason, playing their hearts out and looking to pull off a second upset in 2 weeks.
3rd and 8 from the 36 of the Patriots. Pinkerton under center. Turns, hands to his fullback Miller. Miller is going to be stopped just across the 35. Hanging on for dear life after making initial contact. I believe that is 60. Can't tell if that's Alex Blankenship, 68. Yeah, no, that is Blankenship, 68, who made that stop. 8 was bunched up in the back. Couldn't tell if it was a 6 or an 8. 4th down now for the Generals offense. 7 to go. Pinkerton calling out the play out of the far side as Massey lines up at quarterback. He'll take the snap, has time to throw, and he is going to escape, and he is going to be brought down around the first down marker. Massey has enough for the first down. Sticks will move and reset.
Looks like we might have an injury over there. It might be Massey. No, it is not. It's an Independence player.
Yeah, so they will be seen too, but what a run by Chase Massey to move the sticks there and pick up the first down. Quarterfinal action here at Winfield High School. It's the visitors from Independence from Coal City, West Virginia, with a 13-0 lead over the Generals.
Alex Blankenship willing himself right back up to his feet. A lot of toughness on the field right now, and a little bit of cramping issue there for Independence overall. The second guy they've had that's having to fight through that issue.
Don't forget, you can read all about this one later on in your weekend edition of your favorite HD media paper. Wherever you pick up your print edition of your favorite HD media paper, you'll get all the high school football recaps from across the Mountain State for this playoff action. Pass is almost intercepted, but a flag comes out late, and I believe they're going to get Independence for pass interference. Got there a little too quickly to break that pass up, as it was intended for Toby Lawfrey.
Yeah, not the most egregious pass interference for sure, but definitely didn't give Lawfrey the chance to make a play on that ball.
And it is a pass interference against the Patriot defense. So for the first time tonight, the Generals in the red zone. Down to the 13-yard line.
By my count, that's 80 yards of penalties against the Patriots so far tonight.
Again, can the Generals finally punch one in? 6:01 to go, fourth quarter, down 13-0. Generals in the red zone for the first time. Massey turns, hands to Pearson. Pearson lowers the shoulder, is brought down near the 10. And Generals got to move quickly here. Time is their enemy. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Well, the first time Pearson touched the ball here in the second half, really did a great job of shutting him down in the first half. Did the Patriot defense.
Wing back either way. Pinkerton under center, turns, keeps it himself. But Pinkerton going to be brought down in the backfield. Getting back into the backfield for the Patriot defense is Miles Greenway, the junior.
So probably going to be inside of 5 minutes by the time this next snap gets off. 3rd and long, and they need a second one on top of this one if they are able to score.
Loss back to the 13. 3rd and a long 8. Aiden Hernandez split out wide. Now less than 5 minutes to go in the game. Massey rolls right, has plenty of time. Steps up, throws toward the end zone, and it's incomplete. Massey was looking in the back right corner of the end zone for Easton Pinkerton, but he couldn't haul it in. Coverage there by Tyler Linksweiler.
Linksweiler showing he's got great skills on defense too, staying with that one. Had great coverage, or great protection, but the coverage downfield just made him keep rolling out, and finally just have to get rid of it.
4th and 8 for the Generals. Clock stopped with 4:48 to go. Winfield with no timeouts left here in this fourth quarter, trailing 13-0, looking for a score for the first time tonight. And before the snap comes off, whistles blow and a timeout by Independence. With that timeout, we'll step aside for a quick break. 4:48 left to go in the fourth quarter. Generals trail by 13, but trying to put points on the board here. We'll be back to find out if they can after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Fourth down decisions for the Generals. 4th and 8 on the way after the timeout by Independence. 13-0. Patriots with the lead on the road, trying to play upset here in the quarterfinals. Massey rolls to his right, throws toward the end zone, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of Easton Pinkerton. He had him for 6, and Pinkerton couldn't hang on.
Yeah, that's they hit him in the hands. I know it's wet. It's not actively raining right now. I know everything out there is wet and muddy, and your hands are wet no matter how much you try to dry them through this. But a well-placed ball that just went through the hands of a guy that's been so reliable for them in a variety of roles. Easton Pinkerton stepped in at quarterback, plays wide receiver, previous on defense. So a real tough break there, and now you just got to hope that somehow you can get the ball back quickly for your offense, but no urgency we'll see out of this Independence offense. They take the field under 5 minutes here. 4:40 to go, and that's all that stands between the Independence Patriots and a third straight trip to the Class AA semifinals. The reigning state AA champs, as Linksweiler picks up another 6-yard gain there. 5-yard gain. Set up 2nd and 5. 22 carries, 105 yards
and
for Linksweiler in this one. Really a
He's
workhorse.
certainly made a name or a case for himself for our Parmar Stores player of the game. We'll get to that here in just a little bit, though. 5'10", 160-pound senior tailback.
So not nearly the biggest running back we've seen, but just runs super hard between the tackles, has good burst as well.
And a nice burst of speed there to get past the line of scrimmage and be just shy. Actually, will have enough for the first down. Picked up the 5 he needed. Thought they were going to mark him about a yard shy there, but they do move the sticks.
Adam, on the stat sheet I use, that has room to tally up 22 carries. I know on a night when I have to go to a second line on somebody, they've really been working hard. Just had his 23rd carry right there. First time this season I think I've had to do that for any game we've covered. So just impressive watching him go to work tonight, and that jersey, begging for a Tide commercial we made about it.
And a encroachment for Independence that will back them up 5 yards, make it 1st and 15 now.
So the one thing I've seen that's a big problem with Independence is the penalties. That's 9 now, getting near, I think, 85 yards total penalty yardage. Their defense has made that non-issue for them so far in this one, but always something you want to try to limit as much as you can, especially as they continue to go on the road here in their playoff push.
Ball will be snapped with less than 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Nelson going to keep it himself, and he's through to the secondary. Breaks out of a couple of tackles, has the first down, and then some across the 35, up to the 36-yard line. That won't quite do it just yet, but the Patriots just moments away from finishing this one off and upsetting another team on the road in this year's playoffs.
That was the second 20-plus yard carry by Nelson. The first one was his touchdown. in the first half. And Independence, we said it coming into this, that they're not your typical 14 seed. It's a team that's used to winning, used to the playoffs, and a team that is defending champions. They came down here and proved it. Nothing flashy, just real tough running by a handful of guys and a defense that really clamped down they needed to and took advantage of the conditions that they both had to play in. I mean, Winfield so far in this one had, by my count, put the ball on the ground 8 times, only lost it 3 of those times, but still just not part of a winning formula.
And we've talked about how good this offense has been for Independence of just moving the ball and keeping drives going, even though they've only scored 2 touchdowns, which came all the way back in the first quarter. This defense for Independence has been so stout this evening, only giving up 1 possession inside their red zone defensively, as the Generals defense gets back into the backfield for a loss of a couple yards there. But if the Patriots are able to hold out for the final minute 20 and change of this one, that would be 5 shutouts in their last 6 games, and the 6th shutout of the season for this Patriot defense in 12 games. To pitch a shutout in 50% of your games, Will, it's pretty doggone impressive.
Yeah, it's not that they're living in the backfield necessarily, but they're doing a great job of just keeping every run to a minimum and plugging the holes and not letting Winfield get to the outside, especially when you see the way they shut down Pearson, like we said, had well over 200 yards of total offense their last time out.
Nice run there by Linksweiler. That was Nelson. Nelson on 3rd down will bring it up 2 yards shy of the first down marker and set up 4th and 2. Now the question is does the officiating crew make the Patriots snap the ball here? Again, the play clock being kept down on the field, it's not really going to matter much.
No,
but
they could probably go ahead and let this one.
You'd like to think that they might, but you never can be totally sure. 20 seconds on the play clock. No time like the present to do our Parmar Stores player of the game, though, as they do let that clock run out.
They
let it run to 11 seconds and call a flag, but let's get our Parmar Stores player of the game.
It's got to go with Tyler Linksweiler, the guy whose name got called so many times. 24 carries for 113 yards. A big touchdown to open up the scoring. Also contributing on defense, broke up a pass play that looked like it should have been a touchdown, or could have been a touchdown in the late goings of the 4th quarter from Winfield. So there was a strong case for Nelson. Silas Nelson really came in there, did a great job, especially on the ground with his about 124 yards of total offense. But Linksweiler, player of the game. And then, like we said, the Patriots playing like a team that's been there before, a team that wants to go back, and as we said many times, not a typical low seed coming in here, winning their 2nd game on the road in as many weeks.
There you see him on your screen there, number 26 in white, in gray now, I guess, because of the mud that he's caked in.
That is going to be a smelly bus on the way back to Raleigh County.
And a flag comes out now. It's going to go against Independence. That'll back him up. 4th and 7 now.
And there's one thing they need to work on, like we said, the foul trouble has, if their defense hadn't played so doggone well, like you said, the 90 yards now penalties might have been a bigger factor, but get away with them when you play pretty dang well in every other facet.
Got a final for you in Class AA already. Independence is set to travel farther north next week. It will go up to Fairmont Senior and take on the Polar Bears after a 13-0 win this evening against Winfield. Fairmont Senior with a 42-0 win over the Colts from Philip Barber. So,
and their turnover.
Yeah, the turnover on downs there as Nelson wasn't able to cross the first down marker, so 3 seconds left. Winfield's offense is going to get a chance to come back out here, but it's just semantics at this point pretty much. So the Patriots heading back to the state semifinals, third year in a row now for this Independence football team, looking to go back-to-back championship seasons. Would also look to go 3 straight years to the state championship game, losing that in 2021.
And honestly, watching them, what was kind of impressive is that they're not flashy. You know, it's not like they were pulling off, huge chunk plays. They had a couple spread in there for sure, a couple of big runs around the edge especially, but just a sound team that outside the penalties, really didn't have much of weakness, at least not on display here. Like you said, the defense has been pitching shutout after shutout in recent weeks, so they're going to be definitely a dangerous team as we move forward through the semifinals and possibly the finals.
Massey trying to heave one, and we'll just throw it out of bounds, and that will end this ballgame. There's a flag. Sorry. It's against Winfield. They're going to decline it. Yeah, the game is over now, and Winfield, another great year for the Generals, but unfortunately it ends for the second year in a row here at home in the quarterfinals of the Class AA playoffs. Last year, it was to the state runner-up and Herbert Hoover, who lost to this Independence team in the state championship game. Can Independence get back there again for the third time in a row? Got one more week to find out. Again, Independence will take on Fairmont Senior after the Polar Bears blow the Colts out 42-0, your final score there. Then the other side of the bracket will be decided tomorrow. Herbert Hoover travels to North Marion for Husky Bowl 2. And then Weir will travel to Scott tomorrow in the 5-4 matchup. Before we wrap things up here, we're not so sure if we'll be back next week. So I want to get some scores from the other classifications for you before we wrap our stuff up. Final, number 3, Martinsburg, 49-0 over number 6, Jefferson. And we've got one upset already in Class AAA here in the quarterfinals. Number 1, Cabell Midland goes down at home in the Castle to Bridgeport. Number 8, Indians go in and steal a win, 41-21 in the Castle. Then another upset brewing in Class AAA. Number 13, Parkersburg, making a long trip down to Princeton. That's a long trip from Parkersburg to Princeton. But it's going to be a sweet trip back for the Big Reds if they can pull off the upset. 37-35, Big Reds with the lead in the fourth quarter there. Saturday game still to be played in Class AAA. Spring Mills makes the trip to number 2, Huntington. And then the only game going on in Class Single A, number 5, Wahama trailing by 2 at number 4, Greenbrier East, 22-20. The other games are set to kick off on Saturday. Again, we're not so sure if we'll be here next week for high school football on High School Game Day as they go to the semifinal games. There are less games to choose from and less available broadcast space. So be sure to check out the social medias from RSN Sports as well as from HD Media to check out and see if we're going to have a game for you here on High School Game Day next week for the state semifinals. If we don't, we'll have basketball action for you in December, where we've got about 30 games set to bring you this year on High School Game Day. It all starts again next month. Our schedule is going to feature games with George Washington, Winfield, Huntington, South Charleston, and much more. Be sure to download the HD Media Plus app to catch all the action for high school basketball season. And again, check out the social medias for RSN Sports and your HD Media papers to find out if we'll have a football game for you next week during the semifinals. But Will, a great season for us as football stands. We'll again know if we're back next week on Sunday or Monday, but it's unfortunate to see Winfield's season come to a close. It's been a great first 2 years for head coach Eddie Smolder, and if these first 2 years are indicative of anything for the future of this Winfield program, very good hands under head coach Eddie Smolder.
Yeah, they've proven they're a playoff team consistently, a team that can hang up a lot of points. Tonight ran into a very experienced team. Like you said, they're returning defending state champions, so always learn experience. Every year you lose some guys, like for Miller, who really helped them get their offense back on track in the second half, at least give some yardage. Won't be back. Always have to make replacements, have to reload, but it's something every team does. We think Winfield will probably be back out again next year as a playoff quality team, barring some transfer craziness or whatever.
Huge thank you to all of you out there tuned in and watching our broadcast this evening on High School Game Day on the HD Media brought to you by my brain is lost now. I'm sorry. On High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. It's been a long day, folks. I apologize for that. Thank you for tuning in, however you were watching our broadcast this evening. Big thank you to Parmar Stores for our broadcast tonight. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. And thank you for them for providing our player of the game, which tonight went to Tyler Linksweiler, the senior tailback for Independence. Independence moving on to the semifinals next week. Winfield season comes to a close. The Generals finish the year 9-3 this season. For our cameraman, Dan Shreve, doing a bang-up job as always out there in the wet and the cold. Our producer-director, Ethan Young, doing a fabulous job as well. Will Vance, my color man, I'm Adam Rogers saying thanks for joining us here on Football Friday night in West Virginia on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. If we don't see you next week, we'll see you for basketball season. Have a great rest of your night, folks.